What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Monday, July 7th, 2025, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now it is 14:23 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from the Middle East and from here in the US. So right now we have a US P-8 Poseidon sub-hunter patrolling the east coast of the U.S., which could mean that there's a Russian sub off the east coast of the U.S. It's been a long time since I've seen one of these P-8 Poseidon sub-hunters fly a path like this. It took off from Jacksonville Naval Air Station, which is the home of the P-8 Poseidons, and it flew up to New England. Interestingly, it flew along the south shore of Long Island. Then it flew around Cape Cod and it went up to Maine. And it did this loop up here in Maine, and now it's coming back. So there could be some kind of Russian sub here off the coast of New England. Now also, we have a U.S. aerial refueler that is heading towards Cuba right now. Check this out. It's right off the coast of Cancun. This is pretty interesting. So we'll have to monitor this and see what happens. We know that a Russian VIP went to Nicaragua and Cuba over the weekend. So, we'll have to see why this U.S. refueler is flying off the coast of Cuba this afternoon. And Iranian intelligence officials are saying that Israel, backed by Trump, is preparing to restart its war against Iran. And Axios is reporting that Israel is preparing for possible military action if Iran revives its nuclear program, with officials believing Trump may support renewed strikes. Okay, so we have multiple sources now saying that Israel and the U.S. are planning to attack Iran again. There's also new intelligence. We also have some new intelligence revealing that Russia and China are preparing for a full-scale war against NATO within the next 30 months. Coordinated multi-domain attacks against the West are expected. Okay, so that's within the next 2.5 years, a full-scale war against NATO. And the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said today that Russia is ready to supply Iran with enriched uranium for supposedly peaceful nuclear use, which obviously the Iranians are not going to use for peaceful purposes. But this is basically Russia saying in a passive way that they're ready to supply Iran with weapons-grade uranium. And 50 missiles and bombs targeted Houthi ports in Yemen overnight in large Israeli strikes, according to various sources. Now, also, the Houthis launched a multi-missile attack on Israel overnight. One of the missiles was not shot down by Israeli air defenses, and there is video footage of the missile crashing somewhere in the West Bank. So the Houthis launched multiple missiles, and the Israelis launched a massive strike. I'm hearing 20 F-16s were part of this strike, and as many as 50 missiles and bombs. Okay, so very, very concerning. The situation with the Houthis is not ending anytime soon. And we're hearing that there were 11 unauthorized incursions into temporarily restricted airspace this weekend over Trump's golf course in New Jersey, in Bedminster. So they had a temporary no-fly zone over Bedminster, and 11 civilian planes flew into this temporary no-fly zone. I guess they didn't know about it, and they had to be escorted out by F-16s. And Trump just placed 25% tariffs on Japan and South Korea, and he also threatened to add additional 10% tariffs to any country that aligns themselves with BRICS or any BRICS policies. Okay, so all the BRICS countries, BRICS-friendly countries, will get an additional 10% tariff, but Trump has already put a 25% tariff on Japan and South Korea. So if you're looking to buy a brand new Samsung 70-inch flat screen TV, or maybe a brand new Samsung phone, or maybe a new Samsung dishwasher, you better do it now. And Trump said over the weekend that he had a good call with Zelensky, but he was very disappointed by his call with Putin. He said very disappointed, emphasizing very disappointed. And Putin declared that Russia helped the U.S. gain independence from Great Britain and helped the North in the Civil War. He said Russia supplied weapons to Americans to repel the British and also helped the North in the Civil War with weapons and financial assistance. Interesting. And we had a massive volcano erupt yesterday. The Laki volcano in Indonesia erupted, and I wanted to update you guys on that. So here we have a picture of the eruption. You can see this huge cloud of ash, and we're hearing that explosive activity is continuing. The Volcanic Ash Advisory Center in Darwin, Australia, warned about a volcanic ash plume that rose up to an estimated 48,000 feet in altitude, or flight level 480. We're also hearing that another major explosion took place at the volcano a few hours ago. At about 11:05 a.m. local time, a Vulcanian to subplinian sized eruption generated a huge ash column rising to an estimated 63,000 feet, according to the Darwin Volcanic Ash Advisory Center. The event also produced a strong pyroclastic flow that poured down over the northeast slope at about 5-kilometer distance from the summit. Wow, so nearly 3-mile long pyroclastic flow from this thing. And here we have satellite imagery showing the location of this pyroclastic flow. You can see just to the north and northeast of the actual volcano itself. Okay, so very, very serious situation. This could potentially cause a volcanic winter. Okay, we'll have to see how much ash is produced by this volcano, but it could cause global cooling. And we had Tropical Depression Chantal dump up to 10 inches of rain across central North Carolina. I wanted to give you an update on that. So we're hearing that a widespread 8 to 10 inches of rain was reported across various areas of central North Carolina. All lanes of Interstate 85 and Interstate 40 were closed in both directions on Monday near Durham, and were expected to reopen in 24 to 48 hours, according to the North Carolina Department of Transportation. Authorities urge people to stay off the road, but if not possible, go slow and do not drive through water. Thousands were left without power after the storms, according to the Duke Energy outage map. Thousands of customers across central North Carolina are without power. Several counties are under flash flood warnings, flood advisories, and flood watches until later Monday morning. The highest rain totals of 8 to 10 inches were areas across Chatham, Alamance, and Orange counties. States of emergency have been declared in Alamance, Moore, and Orange counties. The Eno River crested early Monday at Durham at 23.63 feet, surpassing the prior record of 23.6 feet, according to the National Water Prediction Services website. The Haw River crested early Monday at 32.5 feet, the second highest river stage ever recorded at the town of Haw River. That level was only eclipsed by Hurricane Fran in 1996 when the stage reached 32.8 feet. Wow. So the Haw River reaching its highest level in 30 years. According to a post from the National Weather Service's Raleigh office, a reported Chantal-related death occurred in Chatham County, the North Carolina State Highway Patrol confirmed. On Sunday night around 11:30 p.m., troopers responded to a vehicle submerged in water on Farrington Point Road near Hinton Road. A 2014 Audi A4 passenger car traveling north drove into floodwater, was swept away, and came to a stop approximately 100 feet off the road. The driver, identified as Sandra Hirschman, 83, of Pittsburgh, was found dead inside the vehicle. Wow, very sad news. And here we actually have some footage of that flooding. Absolutely insane. I mean, you can see just this whole area here is just completely submerged. And the overall death toll in Texas after the flooding there is up to at least 85, according to officials confirming Monday morning, as search and rescue efforts continue in several central Texas counties. Those efforts have been complicated by fallen debris, heat, snakes, and continued rainfall. A flood watch is in effect through Monday evening in south central Texas, including the embattled Kerrville area. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said on Sunday that the state is broadening its area of focus for rescue efforts, citing the lives lost in the greater region, but pledged that Kerrville remains a top priority. So it looks like they're focusing on Kerrville. And Trump commented on Elon Musk's plan to create a new political party, calling it ridiculous and warning that third-party movements have historically failed in the United States. U.S. President Donald Trump, commenting on Elon Musk's plan to create his own political party, said he is saddened to watch his former ally go off the rails. It makes me sad to watch Elon Musk completely go off the rails, essentially becoming a disaster over the past 5 weeks. He wants to start a third party, even though those have never been successful in the United States. The system just doesn't seem to be built for them, Trump wrote on Truth Social. And the Polish army will be sent to the borders of Germany and Lithuania in Poland after Poland introduced tighter border controls with Germany and Lithuania to stop illegal immigration. And Russia is increasing its use of chemical weapons in Ukraine, according to Dutch and German intelligence. And large numbers of Ukrainian drones attacked the Krasnoazovsk chemical plant in Moscow last night. Several explosions were reported and at least 2 impacts were confirmed, although the number is likely higher. The Krasnozavodsk chemical plant specializes in the production of chemicals for both industrial and military use. It also produces charges for artillery and other explosives, as well as components for ammunition. Wow, so Ukraine hitting this chemical plant that produces propellants and explosives for artillery and ammunition. And Ukraine has reportedly asked Berlin for a massive arms package, including 4 Iris-T launchers, 2,000 Iris-T missiles, 200,000 40mm rounds, 1,000 MRAP vehicles, 200 tracked vehicles, 30 mine rollers, 20 to 30 Wiesent demining vehicles, 200 off-road vehicles, 1,000 electronic warfare systems, and 200 radars. Wow. But that's the latest breaking news that I have. I wanted to just give you this quick update. I will be back tomorrow or potentially later tonight with more breaking news. I hope everyone had a great 4th of July Independence Day weekend. I hope you had a safe weekend and continue to be on high alert and be safe if you're traveling or going out in public anywhere at any kind of festivals or fairs or anything like that. Just be aware of your surroundings. And until the next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere. And before I continue with the breaking news, I wanted to mention the sponsor for this update, which is My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply is doing a massive sale on their 3-month emergency food supply. You can get 3 months of emergency food, 2,000 calories a day for just $500. That's $200 off their normal price with free shipping included. This food has a shelf life of 25 years and it's a variety of different types of food. So if you use the link preparewithnYPrepper.com, you can save $200 on their 3-month emergency food supply. The link is in the description below this video. That's preparewithnYPrepper.com, and the link is in the description below this video.